Okay, hello, welcome back to another game today. E4, of course. I've got a jar of water here, obviously staying hydrated. Knight f3, and we'll see what position we're going to get. Scotch, awesome. What a great day it is. It won't be a great day if we see knight takes d4 in this position. You know what? It's alright. Queen takes d4. This position is just a little bit better for white, I think. d6 is the book move here. Then I believe bishop f4, for some reason, is a really good response. I believe it's to prepare the move e5. Also knight c3 really quick, and then queenside castles. And you make the most of this d-file presence and try and break it open. So yeah, you see, already this knight is a potential target for the move e5. But first, I believe just knight c3. Very, very simple. And this queen's, somewhat unassailable in this position because the dark square bishop is trapped behind this d6 pawn. There is no knight because they've obviously been traded off to come to c6. So we're doing really well here already. Now, I think e5, I've just got a weird feeling that's like the right move to play. Because if we allow my opponent to castle... No, actually, okay, castle's queenside. My opponent castles, then e5, d5, queen e5. Opening up onto the queen here, but then bishop d6. So maybe not. Okay, you know what? Let's ignore the idea of e5. Let's just play a pretty simple game plan now that we've got opposite side castling, which is let's push all our pawns. H4 basically as soon as possible. However, I'm going to play a sort of strategical move first, which I believe f3, which just secures this center. Stabilizing the center is always a good thing. Prepares the move g4, prevents anything from coming to g4, knight or bishop. That could be a potentially useful square for black. And yeah, just all round solidifies our game plan. Maybe opens up some avenue for the dark square bishop. Just a really nice pawn move where this f pawn can actually sit here, supporting the push of all these pawns, and we just run up into the black position. So bishop comes here. Do I really care? No. g4 straight away. Bang. Just pushing these pawns. And we've just got, a target here. I mean, this knight's almost inevitably going to end up on d7. Maybe even right now, as my opponent sees the idea of g5. There's also an idea... Okay, wow, it goes back to e8. Not exactly sure why. Maybe they're going to play c5 and then knight c7. But c5 generally as a move will weaken this d5 square, and that could become very nice for my knight. And also queen e3 is kind of a move I might want to play anyway for a battery towards h6. So, I could play h4 here. I could absolutely play h4 here, hanging this pawn, but opening the h-file. And I'm just going to do it because h4, I know at least one of my viewers is gassed right now. They move the bishop. Okay. I mean, queen e3, absolutely fine. This knight cannot move, by the way, so I think maybe knight e8 was either a suspect decision or it's actually going to be a genius bit of defensive work from black. Holding on to that g7 pawn there. But I mean, really? Okay, we take this, and are you telling me they're going to play bishop takes a2? Because I don't really see another reason to trade that off. They're not. They obviously shouldn't because b3 traps the bishop. But I'm confused as to why, if you didn't think a2 was going to hang, you would ever just give me the bishop pair for free. Okay. Well, I mean, we've got a bishop pair now, which is absolutely the kind of advantage we're looking for. Bishop g5 is kind of interesting, actually. I really don't hate it, but I also think I just want to get on with playing h5 and h6. So I'm going to just basically ignore everything black's doing because, all their pieces are basically here, except from a bishop and one pawn. We're making moves. We've got a developed bishop here. This bishop, I know, hasn't moved. Sorry, what? Was that a misclick? Why didn't they ask for a takeback? I don't understand this. I don't understand what my opponent's doing at all. Okay. That's alright. We're gonna just sorry about that. We're going to just, I think, go to e3, but now I'm worried about bishop a2, b3, queen a1, king d2. And am I fine? Are there any more checks? Bishop a2. Sorry, wait. Queen e3. Okay. Bishop a2, b3, queen a1, king d2. Oh, there's obviously no queen d4 because the queen holds. I think we're fine to go queen e3 here. I know there's, mounting pressure across here, but the reason that white can't take this is, as Bobby Fischer is well aware, the move b3. I don't think this works. Maybe I'm wrong. I can just go king d2 and then what are you doing with your queen? Not here. Okay, I'm going for b3. I mean, fair enough, go for this move. I'm going to play king d2. And then I don't know where you're putting your queen because there's no check. That is really? I can go here. And I mean, this bishop's not escaping. Okay. Here. If we see here, then we can just play queen. We can just play rook a1. Yeah, you know what? There's just no way. We're just going to go for this. Just forcing the exchange here of queens. We could see bishop takes b3, but then I just play queen takes b3. Actually, sorry, what am I talking about? Then I play queen takes queen and take the free queen in that position. Yeah, queen a3, trying to run away but still hold the bishop, just runs into rook a1 with a pin. And from a3, there's no check as well. So yeah, we just see exchange. Now this bishop is trapped. We're going to play rook a1 and just collect the bishop. So unless this is going to work, what? No, rook a1 is too quick. Or even king b2. Here, takes, double check, I just recapture. Here, you can't even take. So I kind of prefer this. Yes, that logic vaguely makes sense. Let's go for it. Rook a1. And we hit the bishop. The bishop just sacrifices itself. Do we take the pawn or king? Honestly, don't really think it matters, but I kind of want to keep my king a bit more centralized. See no reason not to take with pawn. But now we just have two bishops for the price of a knight and two pawns, which is, it doesn't sound that bad, but I think it's far more drastic because it's a bishop pair and a relatively open position, rather completely open position. I think this advantage will prove very tangible. So this knight still can't move to any of these squares. It does, however, have this move. So do I want to play g5 and just say no? Just say no, you're not moving. I actually do. I definitely do want to play that. We're just going to play really restrictive chess now and absolutely suffocate my opponent. I mean, all of this is on the back rank. The closer to an endgame it gets, which it's already very close to. I mean, I guess you could argue this is still a middle game, but I think, a couple more pieces get traded and this is an endgame 100%. Okay, f6, right, bang. Start with this check because might as well. Why not? And then here, and you can't take because that's checkmate. Are you joking? Wow. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna. Oh wait, should I calculate there? I probably should have played like h6 or something maybe. Actually, no. I much prefer this. This is just really clean. I mean, if we see h6, which we likely will, because I don't think you want to allow takes on there. Then we see h6. Now I'm seeing some potential ideas of like rook g1 and sacrificing on here to play this after this knight moves. However, this knight is not moving anytime soon because it literally can't, which is always a good thing for our position. So, you know what? What I'm going to do is, actually, surely I put this rook on g1. I don't really need this rook on the h-file. Well, maybe I do. No, you know what? Rook g1 with this one. Now, my plan is bishop f7, just take that knight, and then bishop takes h6. And if pawn takes, bang, g7, 4 king, and we win the game. That is how, this is my tactical idea. And you can just see these bishops like, okay, wait. Does it just work? I feel like it works. Bishop f7. If they take this, then they've just lost. Because yes, they move the knight, but they've lost a rook. And from there, it should be a relatively easy cleanup. We'll also be able to take this pawn. If they allow the knight to be taken, then bishop takes h6 is a huge threat. We give up the bishop pair, but I believe for good reason. The only thing we have to be slightly worried about is the creation of a passed pawn backed up by a rook here, but I mean, my king's just really close. If my king was all the way over here, maybe, you know, some of this would be scary, but yeah, now we can just go bang. Take this. My opponent thinks I was taking this to remove the defender of this, or apparently doesn't, so I can take this now. Forcing this move. Oh, but I kind of want to just take h6 because it's cooler, you know what I mean? Take h6 and push past. But here forces this. Now we're taking h6. This is how we're breaking through. Take the pawn on h6. You can't take because g7 forks. And exactly what I said was going to happen, happened. And the h-file is now incredibly vulnerable. This g-pawn is dominant. And we could even see resignation here from my opponent. I kind of hope they play it on though. They play until mate, but I think it's unlikely because they're not going to take here. They'll see that just loses the game. And if you don't take here, I don't know what you play. You can't really, yeah, you just have to play something like this. Oh my god, now can I do this? Here, king here, h6. And if you go here, I fork, fine. And here, king here, h6, you go here. Do I just play this anyway? Oh my god, it's going to work. We just sack here. You've got to take, I mean, you can't go there, there's just no point. Then h6. King here, look at this. That is unreal. You can't play king h8 because I fork straight away. And if you play king here, I don't go check because then the king comes up here. I just do this. And you've got to move your rook to here. And then I'd play checkmate there. But okay, I was hopefully gonna deliver checkmate like this, but unfortunately my opponent decides to give up the rook. Obviously this is still a very lost game. We're gonna go check, forcing the king to here. And I mean, you've got a plethora of ways to win this game. The easiest being, I guess, just come across, try and get the other rook in. I mean, this rook can't really infiltrate. It's got to get onto the g file. Yeah, this pawn's pushed, but I mean, I'm just going to probably like rook g1. I've got to be careful I don't like blunder draw. Rook g1, takes, check, here, check, here, check. I can run up here. That's mate. You see what this isn't as easy as it may initially seem. I mean, it is definitely very easy, sorry, but let me just not completely blunder the game. You know what I mean? Like here, check, here, check, here. I think we're fine to just play rook g1, actually. I'm pretty sure I can run away from this. I was just worried about trying to hide behind this pawn and then actually just getting mated. That could have been quite upsetting, to say the least. Although I could go here. I could even go here. She takes. Now, what am I doing? Rook g7 takes here. Now, if you go check, I just take. Yeah, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Rook g7. Yes, you can take, but I'm just going to mate. Hopefully. What? I don't know how I've made this so complicated. We're definitely still going to win, though. It's just been made so, like, significantly harder than it needed to be. I could have taken here, and then here goes, and then here, and then just come back. But, you know, I'm trying to get the efficient checkmate in. So this rook comes up, and the point is, as long as I run away with my king, I'm just threatening checkmate on the back rank here. The king is entirely caged in, and just cannot escape. So yeah, this rook doesn't even bother trying. Which is like fair enough. Check here. Check here. Yeah, this is just an easy way to simplify. Actually, not even simplify. That's just checkmate. Okay, and good game to my opponent. Wow. Let's have a quick look at the analysis. Okay, here we are in the analysis. Not sure if you can see if I scroll down, but 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, and 0 blunders. So obviously, very good game there. Let's go through it. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, e4, knight e4, knight e4, queen e4. that is the line of the Scotch that I lose respect for the person playing with the black pieces should they play. However, you know what? Can't really complain. I'm just a little bit better in this position. D6 now is, I believe, the book move here. But then if I look at the engine, was I right? I was right. That's great. Okay. So despite my hatred for this line, I've still managed to learn a bit of prep that bishop f4 is the way to go here. Then, let's just keep the engine on for a minute actually. Knight f6, knight c3, perfect. Bishop e7, long castles. So this is absolutely perfect play up until move 8. Castles, f3 best move. Okay, awesome for all the reasons I hopefully described. Bishop e6, sorry, me and my opponent are playing like computers. 9 moves of best moves, according to Stockfish 14 plus. However, I did not now play king b1. I just went straight for g4. There's no way I'm playing king b1 in this position. I'm just going to lash out. My opponent steps back, but yeah, to e8, it just ended up being a detriment to his position for the rest of the game. I decided to just go h4, and yeah, we saw this bishop come and threaten my queen. Queen e3 and takes makes like no sense. You can see my advantage creeping up, plus 2.4 here. We'll just turn off the engine now. And my opponent, one sec actually. Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to play queen f6, maybe. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference, this loss in tempo, although obviously it would have made it a bit easier. But h5, queen f6 now, and just coming across to prevent the trade of queens and to protect my bishop. Battery towards h6, plus 3.3, and there's good reason why. So, yeah, bishop takes a2 was never on. Just b3 here is the way to punish. Check and king d2, and this is what I saw. I calculated that there were no checks, and I just thought, you know what? If you go here with the queen, I'm going to come across, which hopefully was the best move. It absolutely was. That is awesome. Okay, best move. Queen trade, and then coming across with the rook, just a bit more accurate. Taking with the pawn here, and then the pawn comes to here. And in this endgame, I'm plus 1 point in material, but this position here is plus 7 advantage. It's as good as being basically, a rook and a couple pawns up. It's just not good for black. All the pieces on the back rank, as I said, the bishop pair is really strong. I've got loads of space. My king's active. It's just a dream endgame, really. So straight for g5, just clamping down on the knight. f6 got played, check, best move, and then g6, best move, just to show if takes here, takes, and that is just checkmate. A very nice checkmate there, actually. But obviously they played h6. Now I went for this rook g1 move, and after pawn here, bishop f7, rook here, taking this, and then just playing bishop takes h6. I don't know if the computer wanted me to take the other pawn. It did, because then after rook here, rook a1. No way on this earth am I playing rook a1. Is that to play like bishop c7? Oh, don't know or frankly care. This was a really nice way of cleaning up the endgame. Playing bishop takes h6 here. Just a more forcing line. And after here, bishop takes g7. Best move. King takes. Bang. h6. And this is just awesome. This is just awesome. I mean, the rook's behind the pawns, the 2 pawns here. The king cannot go anywhere. It steps back. I just played g7, the best move. And I really wanted this rook move because that is checkmate. And that would have been a very, very cool checkmate. Could have probably got a nice title and thumbnail there. But, my opponent decided to give up the rook. Kind of upsetting. But then we went in for this check. Went across. Rook g1. And it's mate in 6 after they take this. I did get a bit stressed, but mate in 5 here. There's nothing they can do. Should they take it with check, I just go up, I believe. Yeah, up. And then they go check. And then I take here. That's exactly what I calculated. Then their best move is to just give this away. And yeah, we would see the same checkmate pattern that got delivered after rook c8, which is rook h7, rook g7. And my initial plan, because I kind of forgot that the pawn was holding the rook, was just to go here, exchange rooks, pick up these pawns and win. But then, obviously, a few seconds later, I realized that is checkmate. And yeah, a pretty perfect game. I mean, I can't really fault my play at all in that game. Very pleased with it. And yeah, having this position to play bishop takes h6 and then bishop takes g7 to play h6 and just bully this king, that is awesome. That is very awesome. And if you look at this position as well, the material, let's just see, the material Yeah, material's dead equal here. Wow. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. I think it was a really good one. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, leave a like. Would really appreciate any of that. It all helps very much. Leave some feedback in the comments. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. And yeah, thank you for all your support. Goodbye.